That's not rocket science. We are denying people their right. If we are serious about a democracy, how can we justify a democracy when we are denying persons the right to vote? And the irony is, look at all the crooks at the top.
Don't go there.
I'm going right there. All the crooks at the top. And because the person did a few drugs or some industry, no, that doesn't deny you the right to vote and to think how to vote.
That's right.
So we need to stay on top of it. Bless you. I appreciate you being out here. I got my thermals on. I want to march until this thing changes. Thank you.
All right.
My name is Linwood Christian, and I have traveled all the way from Petersburg, Virginia. And I come here to say this. My plea is to those who can vote, to those of you all who enjoy the right to vote. Help us by making it hard for all of our politicians that are running for re-election.
That's right.
Help us who cannot vote make a change. Those of us who cannot vote don't think we don't have any hope. As long as we paying taxes, we still have a voice. As long as we are still in the state called the Commonwealth of Virginia, we can make a difference. Our politicians and everybody tell us, you can't vote, you can't do this. But I was told this one thing, as long as you're still alive, you have a dream. As long as you still can talk, you have a voice. As long as you still can walk and hold your hands up, not only can you make a difference, but you can also cause trouble. Because remember, as felons, we just got caught. As politicians, they still looking over their shoulders, waiting for the time that they will be caught. I say restore our right to vote so we can help you not get caught. Maybe. Thank you.
That's a good solution.
Governor Kane denies voter restoration to people who have speeding tickets. That's right, speeding tickets. Now those of us who've gone through the application process have read the application, and it says that you must have no misdemeanors.
That's what it says.
Well, moving violation is not a misdemeanor. You can't do time for a speeding ticket. You can't do time for an improper turn or having the wrong sticker on your car. I wasn't convicted of any misdemeanor since 1998. Yet I'm not allowed to vote because I have too many speeding tickets, according to Governor Kane, and he told me this personally when I talked to him the other day. So we tried every channel we can possibly, the official means, so this is why we're here today. We need to get Governor Kane's attention and to show the people of Virginia that this policy of the governor's office is not only not part of the law, it's arbitrary and capricious. The governor can wake up one morning and say, well, you know, I don't like your face. I'm not going to give you your voting rights back. Or I'm only going to give people their voting rights back if they're taller than 5'5". I mean, he can do anything he wants to do. And this is why we want the policy changed. We want Governor Kane to restore the rights to all convicted felons who have completed their sentences. Everyone who is out of prison, who is off of parole, or even as soon as they get out of prison, like most states do. Do you know the state of Vermont? They let people vote from prison. Senator Pat Leahy campaigns in the prisons because those are his representatives. Those are his constituents too. Has Vermont fallen into the sea? No. So what's wrong with giving people their voting rights back?
Don't forget Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, state of Maine, same thing. What do speeding tickets have to do with someone's right to vote? I don't think it has anything to do with it, but Governor Kane does apparently. We need to show him that this is a civil rights issue. This is a democracy issue. And by the way, if he's chairman of the Democratic National Committee, he should be aware that they have a Voting Rights Institute. This Voting Rights Institute lobbies to expand the franchise to Americans. He should be interested in that. The DNC should be interested in having a chairman who is concerned with voting rights. And Tim Kaine has 9 days to take care of this. He needs to act now.
Stephen Spitz, and I am from Falls Church, Virginia, Fairfax County. And I wanted to tell you all, I am co-chair of the Election Protection Committee of the Fairfax County Democratic Committee. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I do not understand why Tim Kaine doesn't exercise his authority here. And I want to let you all know that on Tuesday, the Fairfax County Democratic Committee passed a resolution urging Governor Kaine to restore the vote to all ex-felons who completed their sentence in the state. That's about 300,000 people. He's restored about 4,000 people, and he thinks that's a big deal. Those of you who remember fractions, that's a pretty small fraction of 300,000. He has the constitutional duty and responsibility to exercise that authority before January 16th. I urge everybody, the phone number is 804. Gotta take off my glasses for this one.
That's okay. Take it.
804-786-2211. Call his office. His chief counsel is Mark Rubin. Ask to speak to Mark Rubin. Tell him to tell the governor to sign the executive order before he leaves office. One other thing, if Tim Kaine doesn't do this before he leaves office, there is a bill in Congress introduced by John Conyers of Michigan in the House and by Russ Feingold in the Senate called the Democracy Restoration Act, which, if passed, would restore the right to vote nationally to all ex-felons in all federal elections. So that is a way to get Virginians restored to the vote as well. So I urge you to contact Senator Webb and Senator Warner and all of your members of Congress to ask them to support and co-sponsor that legislation. Thanks a lot.
They know me. I see a lot of faces that I recognize from Move On Actions and our healthcare, Medicare for All actions and town halls. I've been out in the street here in Richmond for a lot of years, so it is very nice to see it's all out freezing together on this January evening. As Stephen said, it doesn't stop here. Regardless of what Tim Kaine does or does not do, this struggle and this fight will continue.
That's right.
It will continue until it is won. Just like the right for women to vote, just like the right for African Americans to vote, we don't stop until we get the rights that we deserve. Now, what Stephen did mention is Stephen and I lobby in Washington, D.C. So periodically, we make trips up to Washington to lobby on a specific issue. One of the things that we know would be very, very effective would be bringing folks like Herb, Linwood, anyone else from the communities to talk to the representatives and the senators and to basically make your case in person. One of the things, unfortunately, that happens with a lot of our federal representatives is they lose touch with real people. They forget what the real problems happen to be. And so sometimes we have to bring those problems right into their office so they can see it up close and personal and begin to develop some understanding. So thank you all, and I'm basically done.
This a funeral or what? It's the deadest rally I've ever been to in my life. As cold as it is, we ought to be rocking the house. Standing right across the house of ill repute, where the big money interests get paid and we get played. So I just want to say to the people that when the people participate, we win. No participation, no right to speak. And in 2010, we may not have the right to eat. So we say, let's advocate. We must speak for those who can't speak for themselves. We say agitate. You know that your clothes won't get clean in the washing machine if that agitator isn't doing his thing. And we must be the agitators in society.